Hey guys, so you just took notes on shape and form and the difference between shape and form, and we learned that a shape is two-dimensional and flat in an enclosed area, and a form is three-dimensional, it has volume, takes up space, and you can see it from multiple angles. So now we're going to practice turning letters into shapes and form, because as they are right now, they're just lines. So we're going to learn how to turn them into shapes and forms. So if you go to Google Classroom, under classwork, you'll find graffiti. You'll turn this end under two notes on shape and form and practice. And here's an example if you need to know what I'm looking for. But we need to go to our digital sketchbook now to find the layout for this activity, okay? So, all right, so I also attached what my practice should look like here, in case you're still a little confused. And I also have given you several graffiti letter examples. So we are working with graffiti letters, and I want you to get the hang of drawing these letters. So you can take a look at some of these examples that I've given you that are, some of them are shapes, some of them are forms, and you can practice using some of these designs, or you can come up with your own. You could do block letters, you could do bubble letters, it's up to you. But at the top of my page, I'm going to write to shape and form practice. Okay? We're going to start with shapes. So I'm going to write shape here, and then I'm going to draw a box because it just helps me organize the space on my paper. And I'm going to practice turning my initials, LAS, these are my Leslie Ann Shep, that's my full name. I'm going to practice turning my initials into shapes. You can use your initials, you can use any word that you want. I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to practice first with block letters because I'll show you in a little while how to manipulate your letters to make some cool designs. So if you remember, shapes are just flat, enclosed spaces. They're two-dimensional, okay? So you don't have to worry about giving them depth quite yet. You know, S's are really hard. I don't know if anyone has ever thought about it, but S's are hard to draw in block letters. Okay, so there's an example. You could also do this bubble letters if you wanted. It's up to you. I'm just going to quickly draw some bubble letters. Okay, so these letters have shape because they're flat, they're an enclosed space, and you can only see them from one angle. So now what I want you to do is practice turning your letters into forms. And I'm going to do the same letters, my initials, LAS, and I'm going to draw another box because boxes make me happy. And it helps me organize my thoughts. And I'm going to use the same design. So I started with block letters. So I'll draw my block letters the exact same way. That I drew them in the last when I drew shapes. And hope that I can get my S as good as I got it the first time. So S's are so hard. That one's kind of overlapping a little bit. Okay, just like that. And now I want to add form to these letters. So essentially I'm adding depth. Like when you draw a cube, you guys know how to draw a cube. You add depth to your cube. If you notice that when you draw a cube like this, the lines are all parallel. So let me draw that again. I'm going to start with a square. if I'm going to turn it into a cube, I like to draw on my corners first. This line right here will be parallel with this line, which will be parallel with this line. And then this line on the back will be parallel with this front line, just like that. And then this one, the side will be parallel here. You're going to use that same concept when you go to draw your letters. So if I were to draw, I'm going to start with the top of my L. I'm going to draw my lines. These are all parallel. This line would be parallel with this line. So I'm going to draw that here. And this line would be parallel, so I can connect that. This line is parallel with this one, and this one is parallel. Okay? You want to make sure you only draw the form, the one side of your form, because if I were to draw down here too, you can't see the top and the bottom of an object at the same time, right? That would be crazy. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to stick with that same angle. So on my A, I'm going to choose the same angle that I drew my L. This one's going to be blocked off because the S is in front of it, so I'm just going to kind of ignore that. But I'm also going to add some depth here and here. Okay? Actually, I don't like that. I'm not going to do that line right there. I'm just going to do it here. It's one solid thing. And then for the S, I'll do it so I can see this side of the S. And I'm just going to kind of make that curve. Anything curved is a little more challenging. And then I'm going to do it down here as well. So I'll do the top of the S there, just like that. I need an eraser, so I can erase this line from the A. You can always go back and erase lines that shouldn't be there. I like to draw the skeleton of things first and then go back and erase what needs to be changed. So I could do the same thing with my bubble letters. I'm going to draw like this. Draw my bubble letters one more time. Okay, so then I would, the difference is there's no right angle. So you're just going to do kind of curved, add some curved depth to it. So do it here, here, again, there. I'm going to do it right here on the front of the S. Okay, so do you see the difference in my designs? I've added depth to both my types of letters. Okay, you can refer to these letter examples to practice any kinds of these designs. You can come up with your own designs. I love both of those ideas. All right, and make sure you turn this in. See this little flag at the bottom? Turn this into Google Classroom, and when you go to turn it in, you'll turn it in on number 2. You'll have 2 pictures to turn in. So just like I have these 2 examples, you'll turn in 2 attachments. Okay, so I hope your drawing goes well and have a good day.